Hello, my name is Matt Hodges and this is my video demonstration of lab safety and techniques. This is a really great demonstration to do with middle school students who are grades 5th through 8th. It covers physical sciences and structure and properties in matter. Now, this video, the emphasis is all about safety, and so there's some things that you want to wear when you're in any kind of a lab scenario, and you want to keep these things on the entire time, even through disposal. So you see that I have my disposable gloves. These are to protect my hands, and again, they stay the entire time. This is my long cotton shirt. This substitutes for a lab coat. And then you can see that I have my goggles on nice and tight, and I'm going to keep these on my face to protect my eyes throughout the entire demonstration. So you see here I have a bottle of sulfuric acid. This is that very strong corrosive acid. And I would have gotten this out of the chemical storeroom, and I would immediately return it to the chemical storeroom as soon as the experiment is over. I also have a pipette. I have some egg whites. I've separated the yolk for the purpose of the demonstration. And then I also have a petri dish here, and I've drawn an eye, and it's supposed to resemble a human eye. So here we are. Proteins are organic compounds made from long chains and hundreds and thousands of amino acids. Now, each protein has a very specific chemical structure and shape, and that allows it to have a unique chemical reaction. Proteins make up the largest component of the human body besides water, and they serve many important functions. One function is in our eyes for our eyesight, where the rhodopsin protein is an important component in the retina of the eye. Now, the egg whites that we have here that come from a chicken is the cytoplasm of the egg and contains water and about 40 different proteins. The proteins found in an egg white have a similar chemical and physical structure to the proteins found throughout the human body, and that's why we use it in this demonstration. When proteins are heated or exposed to a strong acid or a strong base, they undergo a denaturing process where they lose their tertiary and quaternary structure. This is the same process that occurs when eggs are cooked. When these concentrated amounts of acid react with the proteins here in the egg whites, the denaturing is almost instantaneous and irreversible, and this simulates the damage that would be done to the eye if sulfuric acid was to interfere with the eyes and the retinas. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate for you what we're doing here. So this is our egg whites, and I'm simply just going to pour them into the petri dish. And this is where I'm going to use these really safe techniques. As you can see here, a small bottle of sulfuric acid is preferred along with a pipette so that we don't spill acid anywhere. And I'm just going to take a little droplet here. And this is going to demonstrate what would happen if sulfuric acid was to get in the eyes. And this would result from a student maybe not wearing their goggles or wearing them incorrectly. So here we go. Here's just one drop of sulfuric acid. And I'll do a larger drop here so you can see it in more concentrated amounts. And as you can see, it's cooking the egg just like you would cook it on a stove. You can see it's turning into that white. And again, this is a really good hands-on demonstration of what happens or what the consequences are when an accident could occur with this sulfuric acid. This is very corrosive, dangerous stuff, and we want to use the utmost safety when we're doing this. Now, every good teacher will have a list of requirements when we're doing lab procedures, and this would be the live demonstration of that, and we would go back to that list to make sure that all students are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So now I'm done with my pipette. I'm simply just going to place it here in that dish that I was using and recap and tightly seal that sulfuric acid. And as you can see, we have cooked the egg, and sadly, if this was a human eye, this would be irreversible and it would be in really bad shape. Alright, so now that you've seen the experiment here and it's continuing to react, we need to safely dispose of all of our contents here and put things away in the best way that we can. So we have our bottle of sulfuric acid. I would promptly return this to our chemical storeroom myself and make sure that the cap is tightly sealed. And you can also see that I'm still wearing all of my lab equipment. Just because we're done with the experiment doesn't mean that you break down. You need to make sure the students understand this as well. We're still being safe. So I have this petri dish of the cooked egg. I can dispose of this in a sink, but since the materials are more solid now, I would want to probably use a garbage disposal or a toilet that can handle those more solid materials. I can wash out my original dish that just had the egg whites in it with soap and water, and then my pipette, this is a cheap plastic disposable pipette, and I can dispose of that properly in a chemical waste bin since it's been contaminated with that sulfuric acid. This is my video on lab safety techniques. It's a really good demonstration to show students that there is a really big consequence if you don't use proper lab procedures, just like we saw with the acid in the eye. Thank you.